The rapid ascension of Fusion Strike. I don't think there's a Sword and Shield booster box set that we can learn more from when it comes to Pokemon card investing than Fusion Strike. And that is today's video topic. We're going to look into Fusion Strike and delve very deeply into what we can actually learn about Fusion Strike in terms of making wise Pokemon investing choices on sealed products. It's as simple as that. If you're new to the channel, my name's Michael/PokeOz. We talk all things Pokemon card investing on this channel. If you're returning, thanks heaps for joining back in. It's a pleasure to have you here. Let's jump straight into it. So Fusion Strike, released in a bit of a cloud, in a little bit of a bubble. Times were good. And you know what? Fusion Strike was quite positively overshadowed by a lot of sets around it, okay? It was surrounded by some massive sets. Evolving Skies, to name one. We know the juggernaut that is. 25th anniversary celebrations, even the hype around Brilliant Stars. So the reintroduction of a trainer gallery and a Charizard alternate art Pokemon chase card. Like, it was just surrounded by goodness, wasn't it? And I guess it got left in the shadows a little bit. But what can we really take away from it? And I've talked about this for a long time, and it's learning the fundamentals of what makes a Pokemon card set investable. And Fusion Strike has a few things going for it. And the first one is the chase cards. So let's bring the chase cards up on the screen here. This, of course, all comes from the Collector app, today's video sponsor. There'll be a link in description to download the Collector app. It is a fantastic app, very, very easy to use. But let's look at the chase cards. So why does a chase card even exist? What's important to it? Well, there's a few things that come into play. We're not going to mention them all, but some that really stand out is, what Pokemon is it? Is it a popular Pokemon? The second one is, what is the pull rates like? Because if it's 1 in 20 packs, it ain't going to be worth that much because it's going to be so damn common. But if it's 1 in 1,500 packs, well, it's going to be worth a damn bit because it's pretty hard to pull. The third one is, what is the artwork like? You could have a fan favorite Pokemon with a bad artwork versus a fan favorite Pokemon with a phenomenal artwork, and the phenomenal artwork is going to add a lot more value to that Pokemon card than one with really, really poor artwork. So with all that in mind, Fusion Strike had some fantastic chase cards. I talk a lot on this channel about the top 5 chase cards of a set and how important they are, because when we talk total set value, the top 5 chase cards predominantly make up that whole total set value. And if we look at Fusion Strike's top 5 chases, of course we have the big hitter, the Gengar at the top there. That is a phenomenal looking chase card. It is the VMAX alternate art. It is incredibly hard to pull, and it is worth a lot of money raw. The second big chase card, of course, is the Sleeping Espeon. I love this card. In fact, I like this artwork more than the Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies. Unpopular opinion, most likely, but I think this is the nicest evolution alt art from the whole Sword and Shield era. I love the artwork on that card. Then bringing up the third and fourth spot is 2 Mews. We have the Mew VMAX, which looks somewhat like just a regular V. I'm not a huge fan of this card. I think they could have done way more for it. And if they did way more for it, it would probably be more expensive than the Espeon. And this set would be taking even more of a ride north, but it's there and it's a chase card and it's worth good money. And the Mew V, that card is a better artwork. I really like that artwork on the Mew V. And bringing in the top 5 spot is, of course, the Celebi alt art. We've talked a long time about how criminally undervalued that Pokemon card is. Whether you listen to this channel 12 months ago, 18 months ago, or 2 years ago, we talked about how undervalued that card is, and of course it's finally getting its time in the sun. So the top 5 chase cards from Fusion Strike are really, really good chase cards. Now if we jump from the chase cards into the booster box, you'll see here the price has gone absolutely bonkers. And why is that? Like, not only is the Pokemon card set investable because it's got a good top 5 chase cards, or maybe even a good top 10 chase cards, but let's just focus on the top 5 for the purpose of this video. It's got a great top 5 chase cards. The other thing that comes with Fusion Strike is the box art. So looking at the box itself, it is a really, really good looking collectible box art. The other side of it is, there's this funny thing in Pokemon where just crowd sentiment can add value to something, and there always seems to be this sentiment towards Ghost Psychic sets for some reason. If we look at Holland Phantoms from the EX era, if we look at something like Phantom Forces from XY era, whenever we seem to get this Ghost Psychic set, it just seems to add power to the product. And what's the new set coming out called? The new Mega set? Is it Phantasmal Flight? Anyway, whatever it is, I haven't taken a good look into it yet. I probably need to pre-order some, but that looks like it's going to be a ghost set. I mean, what a massive combo. What a killer combo. That'll be Let's wait for the chase cards to come out, but that is shaping up to be a very nice looking Pokemon card set with some hype around it. But back onto Fusion Strike, the box art is phenomenal. But the interesting thing we can learn about this set, and this is probably where it gets shrouded in that little bubble, is that it sat at a certain price for so long. It was on shelves for a long time. It was on eBay with sellers selling 20, 40, 50 booster boxes. It sat in major retailers online with hundreds of boxes to sell. And it sat for a very long time because it was overshadowed by more popular sets. And as we can see, once supply finally started to dwindle, it was out of the hands of major retailers and into the hands of the mainstream public. That's when us holders of sealed product started gaining somewhat of the control over the price of it. And you can see the price now. If you had a look at those eBay listings, you know, there was lots of sales only at the start of September around those early to mid $900 US marks, but is now the second Sword and Shield booster box to eclipse the $1,000 price. The last 5 sales on eBay are well and truly north of $1,000 US. So this box has absolutely shot up in price. Now the big takeaway from all of this, or where to put this energy from all this is, well, what can we learn from this? What can we learn from an investing standpoint, moving into the mega sets that are coming out, and also having a look at Scarlet and Violet booster boxes? Well, first of all, one of the most important ones is you've got to look at the market that these booster boxes are being sold to in the future. You've got a few markets. You've got investors selling to investors. So people will buy this box thinking at $1,000 US it's cheap because one day it's going to be $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 or $5,000 US, so I can sell it for a profit. So there are investors buying this booster box still. There's also collectors buying this booster box. Not everyone that buys booster boxes and keeps them sealed are investors. A lot of them are still collectors. I would count myself as both. I love having a collection and changing it around and mixing it up and just trying to grow it and make it look better. And Fusion Strike is a very, very collectible booster box. And then of course the third side of it is people that will rip these packs. So booster boxes, 36 packs is arguably still one of the cheapest way to buy the packs. And, you know, maybe auction them off or do them on rip and ship or whatever it might be. We're still chasing Gengars and VMAXs and Gengar VMAXs and Espeon VMAXs and Mew VMAX and Mew V. Like, they're your markets that this box is going to be sold to. But moving forward with Scarlet and Violet, one of the really important things is, okay, the rip and shippers care about a few things, and that is the chase cards, because they want that thrill of the chase. The collectors care about how nice the box art is, really. I mean, some collectors will just want every single booster box to say they've got every single booster box, but damn, some booster boxes just look nicer than others. And you have to have the argument, in my opinion, that Fusion Strike is the nicest looking Sword and Shield booster box. It's all color, Mew's on it, it's a good looking booster box. And then from the investing standpoint, if we're looking for Scarlet and Violet sets, we need to know what investors are going to pick up and want to get and feel like they can make a profit from in the future. Because there's our essentially our 3 buyer bases. And look, there's probably some other minority buyer bases around, but they're the 3 main ones. And look, a clear set comes to mind for me, and that is Destined Rivals. We all know how good the chase cards are inside Destined Rivals. I'll bring it up in the screen here. You know, is it a better set than Fusion Strike? Well, at first glance, the hype around it, when it came out, I don't think we've had a more hyped set than Destined Rivals in a very, very long time. So you might argue it perhaps is a little bit better than Fusion Strike. Is the top chase card better than Fusion Strike's? Probably not. I do think the Gengar is a better chase card than the Mewtwo. Could they have done more with this Mewtwo artwork? Quite possibly, love it or hate it. I'm sitting on the fence with it. But the chase, needless to say, the chase cards inside Destined Rivals are really, really nice chase cards. So that's going to give us the tick for rip and shippers in the future. People want to open this box. Like, there's so many chase cards inside it. Top 5, even top 10 in Destined Rivals. There are good chase cards. Rip and shippers will want to sell these packs. People are chasing them. It'll be that gamble. That buying base is ticked off. Now, the next side of it is the collectability. So how good does the box art look? How many buyers are there going to be out in the future that want to buy this box to have it as a collectible? And I think there's going to be plenty. If you look at the box, and I've taken one down here, I don't know exactly how close I can get it to the camera, but of course, you've got Mewtwo sitting on the top, Team Rocket on the top, Cynthia with Garchomp on one side, and Ethan and Ho-Oh on the other side. Like, how good a looking booster box is this? Shame about the white sitting at the top. It makes it look a little bit underdone in my opinion, but I do think it's a nice booster box, and I think it'll sell predominantly well to collectors in the future. And the third part is the investor bros, so the investment side, and girls. People that will be buying this box to flip it thinking they can make a profit in the future. And that'll be plenty. Look at its look how quickly it's soared to, it's going for like 600 Australian dollars now. What's that in US? It must be a 400 US dollar booster box by now. Like, that has just risen so rapidly, and we all saw the writing on the wall. The hard part was getting the stock when it first came out. You know, being able to buy this booster box for 200 US dollars was a challenge in its own right. So when we couple all those things up, you know, we can look at other sets from Scarlet and Violet, and we can actually learn a heap from looking in the past. We can learn a heap from looking at Fusion Strike, and then where to direct our funds into the future. Another one for me, and this is just one I'm buying, and look, it's not a booster box, and that is Prismatic Evolutions. It's like, it has the highest total set value out of any Scarlet and Violet set. It's got tough pull rates, it's got mega chase cards with all the evolutions, it's got master balls thrown inside there, and it's like, people aren't talking about it because it's the one box that's sort of around. Like, you can get it from, I think you can get it in those Costco bundles in the US. You can get it on eBay. Like, there's just countless boxes on eBay. You could go buy yourself 1,000 boxes on eBay if you wanted to of Elite Trainer boxes. Like, it's around. We all knew it was going to be printed pretty heavy. It's had an Elite Trainer box reprint. There's more premium collection boxes and everything coming. Like, but eventually this product will become more scarce. You know, eventually this product will be a 500 US dollar Elite Trainer box, and people will be thinking, damn, why didn't I buy it when I should have? It's got all the collectability inside it. It's a good looking box of Eevee on the front. Like, investors are going to want to flip it. Like, it's just tick, 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 just like Destined Rivals is. So that's what I'm focusing on at the moment, is picking up some more Prismatic Evolutions. Well, there you go. We can learn a lot from sets like Fusion Strike. I'm Michael, this is PokeOz, and I'll catch everyone next time.